morning everyone. We are the group 6 and our topic for today is criminology and forensic science. And I'm MICLAT BLESSIE MP and I'm going to discuss the birth of criminalistics. Birth of criminalistic. Hans Gross, an Australian criminal jurist who wrote the handbook for coroners, police officials, military policemen in 1893 and is generally acknowledged as the birth year of the field of criminalistics. The work combined in one system field of psychology and physical science, and which could be successfully used against crime. Gross adapts some methods to the needs of criminal investigation, such as scenes photography. He went on to found the Institute of Criminalistics in 1912 of part of the University of CRUZ Law Schools. This institute was followed by many similar institutes all over the world. In 1909, Valdez founded the Institute de Police Scientifico of the University of Lausanne, that the first school of forensic science in the world, and Dr. Edmond Locard became known as the Sherlock Holmes of France. He formulated the basic principle of forensic science. Every contact leaves of trace, which became known as Locard's exchange principles. Also in 1910, they found what may have been the first criminal laboratory in the world after preventing the police department of Lyon or France to give him 2 athletic room and 2 assistants. Symbolic of the new found prestige of forensics and use of reasoning in detective work was a photography of the fictional character Sherlock Holmes, written by Arthur Conan Doyle in the late of 19th century. He made great use of trace of evidence such as shoe and tire and passion, as well as fingerprints, ballistics, and handwriting analysis. Now known as a questioning document examination, Holmes used the analytical criminalistic of blood reduce analysis as well, and toxic examination and determine for position. He used a ballistic by measuring bullet calibers and matching them with a suspect murder weapon.
Arts of Forensic Science or Criminalistic. Art forensics ay may kinalaman sa mga kaso na nagpapatunay ng sining upang makatulong sa pagpapanaliksik sa pagiging tunay na gawa. Computational forensics concern the development of algorithms and software to assist process examination. Criminalistic is the application of verification science to answer questions relating to examination and comparison of biological evidence to drug evidence and precision evidence, such of fingerprints, footwear, impersonation, and track. Digital process is the application of proven scientific method and technique in order to recover data from electronic digital media. Forensics accounting is the study and interpretation of accounting evidence. Forensics aerial photography is the study and interpretation of aerial photography evidence. Forensics Anthropology is the application of science, anthropology, in a legal setting, usually for the recovery and identification of skeletonized human remains. Forensic archaeology is the application of combination of archaeological technique and forensic science technique. Forensic astronomy uses methods from astronomy to determine past celestial constellational of forensic purpose. Forensic botany is the study of plant life in order to gain information regarding possible crimes. Forensic chemistry is the study of detection and investigation of illicit drugs. Forensic dactyloscopy is the study of fingerprints. Forensic document examination or questioning documents examination answer questions about a dispute document using a variety of scientific purposes and methods. Forensic DNA analysis takes advantage of the uniqueness of an individual DNA to answer forensic questions such as paternity, maternity testing, and placing a suspect at the crime scenes in a rape investigation. Forensic engineering is the significant examination and analysis of structure and product relating to their figure or case of damage. Forensic entomology deals with the examination of insects on and around human remains to assist in determination of time of location of death. Forensic geology deals with rock evidence in the form of soil, minerals, and petroleum. Forensic geomorphology is the study of the ground surface to look of potential location or prudent project.
Forensic geophysics is the application of geophysical techniques such as radar for detecting objects hidden underground or underwater. Forensic geophysics ay ang application ng geophysical techniques gaya ng radar para pang-detect ng mga bagay na nakatago sa ilalim ng lupa o ng ilalim ng tubig. Next is forensic intelligence. Forensic intelligence process starts with the collection of data and ends with the integration of results into the analysis of crimes and investigation. Forensic intelligence ay ang prosesong nagsisimula sa pangongolekta ng data at nagtatapos sa pagsasama-sama ng mga resulta sa loob ng pagsusuri ng mga krimeng sinasiyasat. Forensic interviews are conducted using the science of professionally using expertise to conduct a variety of investigative interviews with victims, witness, suspects, or other resources to determine the facts regarding suspicious allegation or specific incidents in either public or private sector settings. Forensic criminology is the analysis of evidence collected from the crime scene in or around freshwater source. Examination of biological organisms
In particular, diatoms can be useful in connecting suspects with victims. Forensic criminology ay ang pagsusuri ng ebidensya na kolekta mula sa mga eksena ng krimen sa loob sa paligid ng mga pinagmulang tubig tabang. Ang pagsusuri sa mga biyolohikal na organismo sa partikular na mga diatom ay maaaring maging kapaki-pakinabang sa pagkonekta ng suspect ng mga biktima. Forensic linguistics. Forensic linguistics deals with issues in the legal systems that requires linguistic expertise. Next is forensic meteorology. Site-specific analysis of past weather conditions for a point of loss. Forensic meteorology ay isang pagsusuri tungkol sa site ng mga nakaraang kondisyon ng panahon para sa isang punto ng pagkawala. Forensic odontology is the study of the uniqueness of dentition, better known as the study of teeth. Forensic optometry naman is the study of glasses and other eyewear related to crime scene and criminal investigations. Forensic pathology. Forensic pathology is a field in which the principles of medicine and pathology are applied to determine the cause of death or injury in the context of a legal inquiry. Forensic podiatry. Forensic podiatry is an application of the study of feet, footprint, or footwear and their traces to analyze scene of crime and establish personal identity in forensic examination. Forensic psychiatry is a specialized branch of psychiatry as applied and based on scientific criminology. Forensic psychology. Forensic psychology is the study of the mind of an individual using forensic methods. Usually, it determines the circumstance behind a criminal's behavior. Forensic seismology is the study of techniques to distinguish the seismic signals generated by underground nuclear explosion from the generated by earthquakes. Forensic serology. Forensic serology is the study of the body fluids. Forensic social works. Forensic social works is the specialist study of social work theories and application to a clinical, criminal justice, or psychiatric settings. Practitioners of forensic social work connected with the criminal justice system are often termed social supervisors, while the remaining use the interchangeable titles forensic social worker, approved mental health professional, or forensic practitioners, and they conduct specialist assessment of risk, care planning, and act as an officer of the court. Forensic toxicology is the study of the effect of drugs and possession in the human body. Forensic video analysis is the scientific examination, comparison, and evaluation of video in legal matters. Mobile device forensic is the scientific examination and evaluation of evidence found in the mobile phones, e.g. call history and deleted SMS, and includes SIM card forensics. Trace evidence analysis is the analysis of and comparison of the trace evidence including glass, paint, fibers, and hair. Wildlife forensic science applied a range of scientific disciplines to legal cases involving non-human biological evidence to solve crimes such as poaching, animal abuse, and trade in endangered species. Blood stain patterns analysis is the scientific examination of blood patterns found at a crime scene to reconstruct the event of the crime.
Forensic Science Timeline. Year 44. Death of an Emperor Julius Caesar is assassinated following this event. A physician performed an autopsy and determined that of the 23 wounds found on the body, only one was fatal. Year 400. Germanic and Slavic societies made law that medical experts must be the one to determine the cause of death in crimes. Year 600. Fingerprints first used to determine identity. Arabic merchants would take a debtor's fingerprint and attach it to the bill aid. Year 1000. Chinese use fingerprints to sign legal documents. Roman attorney Quintilian showed that a bloody handprint was intended to frame a blind man for his mother's murderer. Year 1240. First forensic science manual published by the Chinese. This was the first known record of medical knowledge being used to solve criminal cases. Year 1500. Ambroise Park, 1510 to 1590, wrote extensively on the anatomy of war homicidal wounds. Year 1600. First pathology reports published. Year 1609. Francis de Mille published the first treatise on document examination in France. Year 1642. University of Leipzig offers the first course in forensics medicine. Year 1685. Marcelo Malpighi first recognized fingerprint patterns and used the terms loops and whorls. Year 1775. Paul Revere recognized denture he had made for his friend Dr. Joseph Warren and whose identities the doctor's body in a mass grave at Bunker Hill. Year 1784. First recorded instance of physical matching of evidence leading to a murderer conviction. John Tom's England evidence was a torn edge of newspaper in a pistol that matched newspaper in his pocket. Year 1800. Franz Joseph Gall 1758 to 1828 develops the field of phrenology. Year 1806. German chemist Valentin Ross developed a method of detecting arsenic in victims' stomach, thus advancing the investigation of poison deaths. Year 1807. Andrew Duncan Jr. 1773 to 1832 becomes the first professor of medical jurisprudence. Year 1810. The first use of document examination in a criminal investigation involves the analysis of ink dye on a document known as Königin Anschrift in Germany. Year 1813. Matthew Joseph Bonaventure Orfila 1787 to 1853, published Treat des Poison, Treatise on Poison, the first toxicology textbook. Year 1816. Clothing and shoes of a farm laborer were examined and found the much of evidence of a nervy murder scene where a young woman was found drowned in a shallow pool. Year 1821. Sibelius isolates arsenic from human stomach, contains a urine, giving birth to a field of forensic toxicology. Year 1821. Sibelius isolates arsenic from human stomach contents and urine, giving birth to the field of forensic toxicology. Year 1823. Johannes Berkendy, 1787 to 1869, devises the first crude fingerprint classification system. Year 1835. Henry Goddard, 1866 to 1957, matches two bullets to show they came from the same bullet mode. 1836. James Marsh, an English chemist, uses chemical process to determine arsenic as the cause of death in the murder trial. 1854. San Francisco uses photography for criminal identification, the first city in the US to do so. Year 1857. The first paper on hair analysis is published in France. Year 1858. In Bengal, India, Sir William Herschel, 1833 to 1917, requires native signs contract with the hand imprint and show that fingerprints did not change over a 50-year period. Year 1868. Friedrich Miescher, 1844 to 1895, discovers DNA. 1875. Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen, 1845 to 1923, discovered X-ray. 1876. Cesar Lombroso, 1835 to 1909, published The Criminal Man, which states that criminals can be identified and classified by their physical characteristics. 1880. Henry Pudge and William James Herschel published a describing the uniqueness of fingerprints. Francis Galton, a scientist, adapted their findings for the court. Galton's system identified the following patterns: plain art, tinted art. Year 1880. Henry Pudge, 1843 to 1930, showed that powder dusting will expose latent